It's just all going on today. And he was like, what's a big girl job? You don't realize how hard those jobs are till you work in one. I don't know, does that point make sense? Oh yeah, but anyway, okay, what am I saying? I don't know. Oh my god, this is a mess. This is a mess of a video. Hello there, my name is Niamh. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I upload videos twice a week, every Tuesday and Friday, so you should totally stick around and subscribe. And if you are already subscribed, make sure that you have your notification bell turned on so that you get notified anytime I upload a new video. So today's video is going to be a bit of a rambler, I feel, and I'm basically going to be talking about the whole concept of a big girl job and just giving my thoughts on the subject. So if you feel that's not for you, that's okay, you can click off. I'll only be like the tiniest bit offended, but if you want to hear my thoughts on it, and if you maybe feel that you are, and if you maybe feel you're in the position where you are looking for a big girl job but you're questioning what even a big girl job is, then definitely stick watching because I have some thoughts on this subject. So yeah, I hope you stick around and enjoy the video. My glasses are filthy, Jesus Christ. I also just want to say apologies for that going on in the background. I'm only now realizing that normally where I normally sit more over this way and my hair is actually what covers that, and I'm only just noticing now because I just have my hair in a low bun, and yeah, my hair normally covers that, and I only figured that out today. And also look at the state of this. It's just all going on today. Let's talk about a big girl job. I can have quite an issue sometimes accepting where I'm at in my life career wise, and I would not say I currently have a career in. If you watched one of my last videos talking about college degrees and if you feel you've wasted them, I said I'm just a waitress. And when I was editing it, a little part of me was like, oh, when I heard myself say that, and I was like, I'm not just a waitress, and you're not just a waitress, you're not just a till cashier, you're not just stocking shelves in a supermarket. And so for a very long time I was always like, I can't wait to have my big girl job, because in my head being a waitress isn't a big girl job. And you know, I was just always like, I just can't wait to get to the point where I have a big girl job. And I brought this up with my counsellor one day, this is ages ago now at this point, and he was like, what's a big girl job? And I was like, it's like a, you know, like a job when you're an adult. And he was like, yeah, what's that? And that was the first time I had ever really questioned like why I was calling it a big girl job. Like, what defines a big girl job? And is it just a society thing that you have to get to like this corporate job, or this job where you can progress, this job where you're doing 9 to 5, you got weekends off, all that kind of thing? Like, is that what a big girl job is? Does anyone, like, can someone give me a definition of a big girl job? Because I don't think there is one, because what even is a big girl job? I said earlier, you know, about the whole like just a waitress thing, and I think that in general jobs like this are overlooked as big girl jobs, as big boy jobs, as adult jobs. You forget a lot of adults work in cafes, in restaurants, in supermarkets. Like, they run the place, it is their job. Like, so why do you ever look down on people who work in those kind of things? Why do I put myself down for only being a waitress? Like, it's bloody hard. It is such a hard job. Any job where you are dealing with the public face to face, and I think these jobs are rarely counted as grown-up jobs. In my opinion, you might have a totally different opinion, that's completely okay, but they're so hard. And I think I forget that. Like, I worked in a supermarket for 5-6 years. I've worked in a pub for a summer, and I'm now a waitress. I have always been dealing with the public, and boy, do they test you. I think people, well, especially myself, I forget that big people, like grown-up people, work in those jobs, they run those jobs. So why are they not considered these big girl jobs? Why are they never considered what you should be leading up to? You know, they're hard, and I think they deserve just as much credit as a financial job, as I've run out of jobs as a teacher. You know, I think they get overlooked a lot, and I think you don't realize how hard those jobs are till you work in one. The next thing I have written down, and I don't even know, does it make sense? Because as I was writing it, I was like, what? But that's the case with most things with me. But I said, do you know what? I'm just gonna read it out because I'm just gonna mess it up. I said, just because you think your career must lead up to something doesn't mean it has to. Does this make sense to anyone? Like, do you think your job needs to be a certain thing? Do you think that you need to get to a certain place career-wise? And if so, why do you think that? Are you the one setting the standard for yourself? Because I know I was. I just assumed that I needed to get a job that seemed like I was gonna go somewhere, that like I'm, you know, getting up the ladder, so to say. But like, who is telling us we need to do that? You know, like, your career doesn't have to be this big amazing thing. I think your career can be just that, a career, you know, something that you do that you maybe enjoy, that pays the bills. I don't think it has to lead up to this like big, like, oh my goodness, I'm CEO, you know. I don't know, does that point make sense? I just think one thing to consider is, are you setting these high standards for yourself just because you think that's what you need to be doing? I think we're always looking for like the next thing in life, aren't we? And especially career wise, it's like, oh well, you know, I'll do this job for a while and then I want to do this, blah blah blah. But if you're happy in your job, why would you leave it? And if that job is, let's say, not considered a big girl job, an adult job, a grown-up job, all, you know, if it makes you happy, why would you leave? If you are content in that job and it is financially like, if it's providing you financially with like, if it is providing you with the finances you need to live your life, why leave it? I've had this thought about every single job I've been in. And I eventually, hopefully in like a year's time, want to do a master's, which is 2 years. I was like, oh, like, I want a job that has like more set hours, that I do my Monday to Friday, I have my weekends off, because I've always worked in a job that I've had to work weekends, and it just sucks sometimes. Like, it's fine, but it sucks sometimes. And I was like, oh, like, will I try get a job like in, oh yeah, but anyway, okay, what am I saying? I don't know. But yes, I think I was just wanting to maybe get a different job just to have that stability and that set hours, and, you know, I can plan my days weeks in advance because I know what my hours are always going to be like. Ultimately, I want to get to a certain job, and I don't know if I've ever said it on camera. I know I've said that I didn't get the master's to get into it, to do it, but I don't know, I just feel like I'm gonna jinx myself if I come out being like, oh my god, I really want to do this. And anyway, it's fine. But I need to do a master's in order to be in the profession I want to be in, and it makes absolutely no sense for me to try get a job that is 9 to 5, 9 to 6, whatever, when I know the lectures online start at like 4:30, 5ish. So I'm like, what? Like, that makes no sense to try get a job that might be having me working later hours. And I'm also in a job right now where my boss is absolutely fantastic. She's amazing, and I know that I'll be able to switch around my hours, and that is one good thing about the kind of work, like a waitress, like a working in a shop or something. Like, I feel like you can really easily switch around your hours, kind of, if that makes sense. But I think what I'm trying to say, I don't even know. I think I'm just trying to say, if your job suits your lifestyle right now, and if you're happy enough in it, and if you don't, like, I mean, no one loves going to work. If you do, congratulations, I'm delighted for you. But I think the majority of us don't adore going to work. But in this job, I'm not miserable going into work, and I was for a very long time in my previous job. So just think, if you do want to get out of the industry, the job you're currently in right now, I don't even know what I'm saying. Oh my god, this is a mess. This is a mess of a video. It's fine. I'm just gonna move on to the little next point I have written down here. Okay. The next thing I wanted to just say is that 12 minutes I've been talking. The next thing I want to say is that jobs aren't what they used to be. YouTubers weren't a profession. YouTube wasn't a job. YouTube wasn't a job. Instagram making you money wasn't a job all these years ago. Like, there are so many jobs that were around in the past that are now gone. There are so many jobs around now that would have never even been considered a job. Well, I mean, first of all, if we're going to go back years and years, women weren't even wanted in the workforce. But, you know, I think it was kind of, it's expected of you normally to go get a job or go get a degree. When you get that degree, get that job that will, you know, lead you up the corporate ladder. That is what a lot of people don't want to be doing anymore. A lot of people don't want to be working in big companies. A lot of people would rather work in little small businesses, or you know, want to work in social media. And social media wasn't a thing. Social media is still new and we forget that. So I think the traditional kind of 9 to 5 job is not the majority anymore. Like, it's still pretty common, but there are so many other jobs that were never even considered jobs. So what even, like, I feel like there is no definition for a big girl job, because there are girls who are 16, 17, TikTok people, YouTube people earning money, and they're not big girls yet. They're still only teenagers. I just think in overall jobs have really changed. So what defines a big girl job? I asked this question again. Okay, and the last thing, I'm gonna try to finish up this video because I feel like it's just an absolute mess, but I don't know, I have thoughts and I just want to get my thoughts out, okay, that's all. But yeah, the last thing I have to say is you do you. Don't focus on what anyone else is doing. This comes to light in every single situation in life. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. Don't compare yourself to your friends. I talked about that in one of my previous videos, how all of my friends, I feel, have so much going on. But the most important thing is you do you. If you want to get yourself a traditional big girl job, you do that. You go for that. You get that done. If you're happy out waiting on people in a restaurant, dealing with picky customers, you do you as well. It's not as fun, but if you're happy enough in the job, why leave it? But yeah, don't compare your career or non-career to anyone else's career or non-career, basically. You know, I think we just got to focus on what you want to do, focus on what you want to do right now, and we'll be okay. Okay, and that's finally the end of the video. I don't even know if this is gonna make it through editing and be published, because I honestly don't even know what I was saying, but I just basically want to say that I don't think a big girl job is a thing. I think it is something that I made up in my mind anyway, and that people have made up, and that society kind of tells you that you need to get one, and that waitressing is a job, you know, and that all these jobs that are perceived as minimum wage jobs, as kind of low-end tier jobs, they're still jobs, they're still hard, they still take a lot of work, they're draining, they're stressful, but they can be enjoyable, and that's okay. I hope this video made some sort of sense. Really don't know if it didn't. If you have stuck till here, you are an absolute godsend, because I just feel like I ramble so much. But this, I think, is just more to myself, telling myself that I don't need a big girl job. What even is a big girl job? I can stay as a waitress for as long as I want to. I do want to be in a different profession at some point in my life, but I'll get there if it takes me. I mean, I don't want it to take me 10 years, but if it takes me 10 years, it takes me 10 years. And that's okay. I'll leave it there. I hope you got something from this video. That's all I ever want with these style videos. If you did like it somehow, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Comment down below what you thought, if you do have any thoughts, if you think this video was worth a watch. I'd really appreciate it. But thank you very much again, and I shall see you when I next see you.